God damn it, the baritone sax didn't kill him yet. Come on, saxophone! What the hell are you doing? I really did get attacked by a saxophone last time, didn't I? Well, I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm gonna throw the beat down on these guys. Boo! Thank you, guys! I'm really talented! God, stop playing an instrument! They clearly don't like your musical... Your potential for music sucks. Apparently, Rayman. Sorry to say it. You have no idea how to play that piano. Right, now I have my helicopter here. Oh. I feel so much more safe with this power. You have no idea how helpful the helicopter hair can be. It may only be a small hover, but it's enough to make a big difference in some spots. Makes you wonder why it made me go without this power for a while to begin with. Nothing's gonna prevent everything, but it will be helpful. Now let's reset our continues and do this the right way. Not low enough yet. Damn it. Oh well. Well anyway, welcome back everybody to more Let's Play Rayman. This is your host, the MJ406, and I've died again. What else is new? Apparently, nothing. I do like the sound effect to get for it, too. But yeah, the fact he can also use his fucking helicopter hair. It's weird that through all the powers he has in this game, this is like seen as like the signature thing that Rayman does. I don't know, there's something like so natural and fun about the way it looks. Like, ah, damn it! Okay, I'm getting careless again. What else is new? I don't know, you know, he has so much fun doing that. Which, yes, by the way, if I don't press X again after I activate the hover, he'll go slightly lower from where you initiate, and then that'll be it, and then he'll drop. Thankfully, Rayman 2 looks like he learned to actually hold it for basically an eternity. I think he realized in Rayman 2, I gotta strengthen my hair, man. I gotta strengthen my hair. This is so much more useful than I thought it was. Okay, I thought doing that would help me unlock something. Yeet! But, yep, at least now I can finally hover. Believe me when I say, I will make great use of this power. If there's one power I'm grateful for in this, wow! Panicked. If there's one power I'm grateful for in this, it's the ability to freaking hover. That'll get me out of more jams than any other power I'm gonna get. I also think it's the last ability in the game, but I don't remember. I think there is technically another one I get, but it's situational. I think a lot of the other stuff that happens in this game ends up being situational. Like, I think there's something that happens in this game that's something that, oh god! Was technically a power you also got in Rayman 2, but it was only useful in what was only used in one level, because they got rid of it afterwards. Looks like the level cruelty might have gone up too. Because now I know I absolutely have hovering power. Well, they're not going to make anything easy for me. Well, you guys should be used to me dying by now if you've been sticking around the playthrough for this long. So, you know. Ugh. You know. As much as I don't mind having the deaths and the lives and the continues and such, there are some times I definitely do not mind the way Rayman Origins basically gave you infinite lives. Because at least, you know, the game was punishing you died a lot, but they knew you would, so they didn't, like, punish you by making it so you basically had to use lives or run out of continues, basically have to start a stage over. At least they realized, you know, you're gonna die a lot. Well, this makes you can eventually get through it as long as you're persistent enough. Which honestly, god damn it, I slipped off! It's honestly the minimum they should do. Because otherwise, well, yeah. Modern gaming, it's definitely something that should be appreciated. Having basically infinite lives. You know, some people say that some modern gaming is too easy. Honestly, I think it's more like a lot of modern gaming is accessible. That's not to say modern gaming is easier compared to older games. That could also be because we have better game design, where a lot of the things we saw as basically being hard could also just be poorly designed. Like, there are a lot of things in games that we love, that we saw as difficult. I really look back on it, I was like, you know, that could have been designed better. And the whole lives and continues thing, well, yeah, it was definitely carried over the arcade days, so... Oh, God. I was not ready for that. Hey! Oh, come on! It fucking hit me now! Alright, that's a lot of inconsistency. Well, things are also fitting in older games. That's the other thing. Older games in general have probably not overall better game design than modern games. Either that, or, you know, well, there's less to worry about a lot of the older games. We really just had to worry about if it worked, and they had to playtest everything to make sure everything worked the way it was intended and wouldn't be a broken mess. Because, don't forget, a lot of these older games were back in a day where updates were not possible. They basically, if they had to update the game, they either update it on the slide through future releases of the game, which you wouldn't really find out unless you, like, actually look at it. Like, that was something that was noticeable to me with Nintendo during the, when we had what they call the, Black Label, GameCube game. The GameCube boxes have, like, the Black Label for the GameCube, which basically showing it was, like, its initial release. It would change later on for, like, later releases, as, like, Player's Choice have, like, a yellow label. And usually when something like that happened, the game would tend to get updated. So basically, yeah, it wouldn't be like the initial release, which some people appreciate having the initial release, seeing the game in its initial form. Which, yeah, they'd update it and they'd release the update version, but they wouldn't, like, you know, you had no way to update the game yourself unless you bought another copy. That's something else I was noticeable with a lot of things, like back in the old days, like fighting games. That's something that, fuck! That's something that Street Fighter was infamous for. Oh, Street Fighter 2, and it's like 15 versions. Maybe not literally 15, but... yeah, anybody who's familiar with the Street Fighter franchise prior to 5 is well aware of how many different versions of, like, every Street Fighter game would get released. It was fucking maddening. Street Fighter 2 was the worst with it. There are, like, 15 different versions of Street Fighter 2 alone. You have the original Street Fighter 2, you have Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting, you got Street Fighter 2 Turbo, you got Super Street Fighter 2, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo Hyper Fighting. Like, oh my god. And you have Alpha with its own set of games. Like, that's a whole series this is a whole that's a whole can of worms just trying to figure out what is different with every single version. Sometimes they just updated the UI. Sometimes they added a few characters. Sometimes the game's actually really fucking different mechanically. And the thing was, like I said, because they couldn't release updates for these games, basically you wanted to play the enhanced versions of these games, which were seen to be better, you have to go out of your way to buy the whole game again, which, even back then, in case you think games is expensive now, dude, games were like $60, $70 back in the day, too. I think people tend to forget that. We were getting spoiled like $50 game prices. And 3DS games and DS games, they were $40. Yo, we were kind of spoiled with some of those. The market has changed. And it makes sense why it did. Ah! Damn it, I had that jump right the last time. Alright, let's time warp back to that section. That way you guys don't have to watch me struggle my way back there. It's been enough depths. I'm not making you guys sit through it again. And open sesame! Oh god, never mind. Not open sesame! Close that door, it's not worth it! Oh, Jesus. Oh god! Oh, I made it. Look at me. I finally made it up here. And hopefully, without any more deaths to follow. And again, I still continue to play like a fool, not knowing how to explore. Anyway, where was I? I did die a lot. But, yeah. Updated games. Like, they really just came as other games. They either came as other games or just sometimes later versions of that same game. I know that was... I only familiar with that because of the GameCube era. Because, well... yeah, in the GameCube era, I remember, like... I remember hearing things like how later versions got rid of some of the glitches that people loved from some of the initial releases. Oh, Jesus. What the shit? Whoa, bro. That was intense. Like, you know, Metroid Prime. The original version of Metroid Prime had a very easy skip glitch to let you get one of the most useful powers of the game early. Later versions of the game basically made it so you couldn't do that anymore. Oh no, auto-scrolling? Honestly, it might be better off than some of the other stages I've had. Some of the other levels. Considering how I've been playing, honestly, auto-scrolling might be a fucking blessing. Might be a blessing to have auto-scrolling so I know what the level has in store. Unless, of course, that level still intends to kill me. Which it's definitely going to do. Oh, Jesus, I still learned nothing. But yep. Now remember, basically, you know, it was basically the space jump in Prime 1 early. You basically just had to side jump off your ship, and, well, if you did that, you basically go so fast, you basically fly to a platform you shouldn't be able to jump to normally. And, well, later versions of Metroid Prime, including the Wii Trilogy version, as well as Prime Remastered, happen to not allow you to do that as easily. There's another workaround, but it's not nearly as simple as the original GameCube release's way of doing it. Like I said, some people treasure the initial release versions, sometimes for speedrunning purposes, sometimes just for glitches in general. Some people like to see the game in its original broken state. It can be amusing, but eh. So yeah, in case you weren't aware, there were some physical release games that did technically get updated. I mean, come on. If they realized something was there, they were still releasing the game, and the developers still, you know, put in some fixes on later releases. Like, you know, why not? It's not really that expensive. You're just modifying the code and then just releasing the game as like having it go gold again. It's not as crazy as it sounds. There are people who are newer to gaming may be like, wait, they couldn't update games back in the day? No. Most consoles didn't even have internet back in the day, bro. If you weren't aware of that, yeah, the internet was really only a thing like the late 90s. And consoles didn't really start implementing them until the early 2000s. Hell, pretty much they didn't until the early 2000s. God damn it, I'm dead. Oh, God, I hate those evil tubes. They're always in my way every time. Ugh, they make it so hard for me to get around. Not to mention the lightning bolts again. Well, I did mention you can also hold up to move the camera. In case you were wondering how I've been doing that. You have the camera look upward so you can see, like, if you're trying to jump to somewhere, you can, like, look above you to basically a better idea where you're trying to jump. Oh, it hasn't been enough depths yet. I gotta go a little more. Gotta go a little more here. Besides, there's all scrolling 7. This is one that's kind of hard to skip. And you got hurt by that anyway. Good job, genius. Well, then again, if I do it right, I shouldn't need to worry about it. But yeah, some broken releases are fun to look at, though. I think I did mention something I forgot to finish going over. Yeah, I forgot. I think I mentioned it early on in the first episode, never finished the thought. You know there's going to be a Super Nintendo version of Rayman? I think it just ended up not getting released, because I don't know if, like, the technology behind it wouldn't have been solid, or, like, it would have been underpowered. Maybe. Maybe it just had technical limitations, or they just decided it wasn't worth it. They decided to probably just... They originally released this for the Atari Jaguar. Yeah, that thing. And then they released it on the PlayStation 1, and I guess they saw how... Maybe they saw how hard it was to implement just on PlayStation, and they were like, you know what, I don't think the Super Nintendo can handle it. Oh, wow, just falling behind on the auto-scrolling kills you. Jeez. Jeez, just falling behind the screen, and I was like, oh, that's basically a pit now. Huh, that's an interesting way to do auto-scrolling. Still a dick move in an interesting way, but yeah. There are some, like, screenshots of, like, the Super Nintendo version. It basically does look like this, but it's much less detailed. Then again, the PlayStation 1 definitely was a great system for 2D platformers. And look at the later Mega Man X games and Mega Man 8 to a point. The 3D platformers, though, definitely left something to be desired. Then again, they usually had 3D models for them, too. And most of the time, like I mentioned in an earlier episode, They look ugly as sin. Alright, now I've died too many fucking times. I'm gonna time warp until I get through this fucking room. Man, 2D platformers really did have a great time with the PlayStation 1. I definitely admire them a lot more than the 3D platformers, because, well, yeah, I've said it before. 3D platformers on the PlayStation 1 have not aged gracefully, both in look and feel. Whereas the feel for the Nintendo 64 ones held up a little better. The PS1, despite what some of you may believe, was more limited in power compared to the N64. So, yeah, Nintendo 64 had more power, but it was all about that storage space and CDs. Anyway, we're talking about 2D, 3D platformers. Yeah, I can see why this game probably didn't finish its, well, development for the Super Nintendo, because, well, it probably wasn't panning out the way I thought it would. I was amazed they got Mega Man Base to work on frickin' Super Nintendo when I think about it. Oh, there we go, that's the end of the auto-scrolling, thank God. Really? Ow! Oh God, no! Woo! Woo! That was close. Oh shit, baby! Wow, that was tight. Thank you, Helicopter Hair, for saving me again. That's the end of the stage, huh? There's 2 stages. Mr. Sax's Hullabaloo. I feel like it's gonna be a whole stage in itself. So instead, let's go look for some previous Electudes I missed. May as well do that now. Oh, great, he's back again. Fucking weirdo. May as well, now I have the power. Feel how much more powerful I am going through this early stage again. It feels so different. It feels so right. Playing the game with all my fucking proper powers intact makes things so much easier. I just gotta make sure I know where everything is. But I'm gonna explore and figure it out, because I don't expect you to do that whole next stage in a reasonable amount of time. At least I found a way to make use of my time. But yeah, Mega Man Base on Super Nintendo really just, you know, ripped the sprites from the PlayStation 1 version of Mega Man 8. I guess probably res them down in a way where it can be held in the frickin' Super Nintendo. And, yeah, build the levels to have be... I don't know. It kind of proved that Mega Man 8 could have worked on frickin'... It kind of proved, honestly, that Mega Man 8 could have worked on Super Nintendo if they really did it. That's basically what Mega Man Base ended up being, for the most part. Which, honestly, is fine. I did that stage before, right? Pretty sure I did. Yeah, that was the first one I did. I remember you now. I'm not doing you again. There's no need. No need to do you again. Yep. See, look. I can do so many more things now that I have all this power. Oh. I can reach so many more ledges. Oh, yeah. Some of you did that. I forgot about that. Fine, I can rescue you. It's been so long since I can actually get you. Oh. I gotta remember these Electudes, I think. Now I can grab the lives. Fuck you, game. Not let me grab them earlier. Damn you. But yeah. It's kind of crazy how hard it was to port some games sometimes, because the systems were pretty vastly different back in the day. They basically had to develop games kind of from the ground up for systems back in the day. I mean, I guess there probably were some shortcuts between Genesis and Super Nintendo, but not a lot, if I can imagine. I know there's some, but not like a heck of a lot. And some games managed to get ported over pretty well. Like, I think later Mortal Kombat games after the first one, I think we're pretty even on both systems, if memory serves me right, from what I've heard. Oh, cool, getting me 100 tings gets me a free heal as well. Good to know. They heal me and frickin' give me a 1-up. So it is worth collecting all those tings after all. But yeah. Cross-platform development is definitely a lot crazier then than it is now. Where basically everything is like a PC at this point. A lot of consoles are so similar in the way they're designed. And well, developers have been a lot more accustomed to developing with different, I don't know how to phrase this. Oof. Damn it! Okay, I think oh! MJ, there's a plum right there! You idiot! You should know how to get that by now. Fucking moron. The only thing that stinks is that I can't freaking leave a stage after I'm already in it. Unless I was at the beginning and could leave that way. Otherwise, I can't leave. I have to get my way to the end of the stage. Alright, well, good. At least I got all these ones. Good. That was easy! Thank God! If only it was always this easy. Huh. Holding R1, R2 seems to get rid of the pause thing for some reason. Oh. Yeah. It pauses out the text. Huh. I guess usually more like a certain screen or something. Huh. Well, I guess for editing purposes, at least for me, I can see it as a screenshot tool in a way. Stop being stupid. Yeah, that's something I haven't liked about a lot of other modern consoles compared to Nintendo's. At least Nintendo tries to be something different where... I mean, I feel like gaming has, for the most part, hit like a standard status quo at this point. But, you know. Even still... Aha! Coming back from former lives is a great idea. I like it when at least some developers and some, you know, console makers try to do something different. And I haven't talked about the Steam Deck yet, although I have definitely considered getting one. Basically taking Steam and putting on a portable. And some developers have been trying to accommodate themselves for that Steam portable. I mean, more often than not, people have been using the Steam Deck as an emulator more than anything, but that's beside the point. The point is, you know, a lot of developers are so much more accustomed to developing numerous platforms these days. That's why back in the day, like, developing games for numerous platforms at a time, sometimes those games would come out, like, months apart for different platforms. For nowadays, it's like, unless you're real underpowered like the Switch, usually they try to make them, like, both, like, the same time. You know, not counting, you know, time exclusivity deals and all that, Sony. More so than anybody else. But, yeah, it's actually kind of fun to look back at some of the old video game development things. Alright, it's shooting it here, too. Well, probably in the episode after this, because I imagine this is where it's going to end. Oh yeah, I got up there last time. I can do it again. I could, if I remembered how I did it. Oh, right, this thing was a thing. I forgot about that, too. Oh, yeah. Right, that was it. I was trying to remember what this was going to be for. It was this. There we go. Swing me! And there was one right there. And I kind of figured that would be the case, but it's always nice to reassure myself that is exactly where it was. And there's sometimes I feel like they're... Are you fucking kidding me? They were both right here. Well, in that case, I am leaving. Oh, I feel I'm going to regret this. There's only one to find here. And if it's early on, I think I'll be good. Alright, if I get this, I think I will just end the episode. That would be nice. That would be nice and fast for once. Got through a whole level. Got to make progress. Yep, it's up there. Wow. It's kind of upsetting how easy this is now. You know, not account of the fact that I keep dying in stupid ways. Let's just forget that keeps happening. Stop leaving the stage without the freaking Electoon! That's the only thing I gotta remember. If I know where the Electoons are, I gotta make sure I frickin', you know, not go my way to explore a stage if I don't have to, if I know where everything is. Right, gotta remember, the way you look is the way these move. Yet, sadly, the plum platform works better in this than in Rayman 2. Rayman 2 is to punch yourself constantly upstream. Ugh. That's something this game will definitely have over its predecessor at the very least. Huh, how do I get over there now? That's the real question. Yeah, there's another way over there. I can figure it out once I get back up there. There might be some of those swingy platforms to go for. I can see that. Again, that's the only thing I can imagine it being. If it's not that, then what the hell could it be? Well, I guess we'll find out the hard way. Well, this is probably going to last a level to do then, trying to get to this fucking thing. Yep, gotta get up there. Right. I remember. Because I had to try that, and struggle. It was a struggle, so... Yep, it's gonna be this kind of crap again. Can I do it this way? Nope, you need the plum, dude. Okay. Fine, try at least. There we go, that should be good enough. At least I thought it could. Yes, it was! Thank you, hovering power! Oh, it makes it so much easier. See, look at this, it's so much better! Damn it! I think I can get him during the reload. That's what it is with that guy. I have to get him while he reloads, otherwise I'm gonna have a lot of trouble. That's right, get the hell out of my way, bro! Are you the one I think you are? Because I don't know if I did you yet. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, I had to do that. Let me just check to see if I did you already or not. So I don't remember. If you're the plum swing one. Oh, this one again. Well, since I'm already here, I may as well try to give myself more takes so that way I freaking... Oh, these are so much easier, the hover power, too! Oh my god! I didn't even think about the fact I could come back to former ones of these to make it easier. Oh my god. Somehow that never crossed my mind. Oh my god. Part of me now has to wonder why they didn't give me all these powers at the beginning of the game. Jesus. That could be some weird design choices, but it feels like they want you to have all the powers in the game. And they don't give them to you, it's just like, well... What do you expect me to do? I can only do so much with so little. And then I have to go forward and realize these are new powers I have to acquire. And then once I get them, I was like, gee, that could have made it so much easier. And that's exactly what it ends up being. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say with the whole port front. The whole thing started with, you know, different versions of games. I'm surprised how different supports can be, too. Like, especially back in the old days, when developing for different consoles was a lot tougher. They all had their own sets of glitches and new problems. Sometimes features were exclusive to certain platforms because of how easy or difficult it can be to develop for platforms. Where now it's just more of a thing of like having different resolutions and such. Oh, how times were how much simpler now with ports compared to back then. Back then, a game could work well on one platform, being an absolute mess on another. Well, speaking of Rayman, Rayman 2 is one that had really weird ports. For example, for those of you who don't remember, I mentioned it in my original Rayman 2 LP. Well, it's been a long time, so I can understand people not knowing it now. Oh, I can't get back to the end of the stage! Fuck! Oh, that means I gotta go all the way to the end of the stage. Because I can't get this, unless... Here's an idea. Damn it! Oh, fuck! I can't carry plums, so I have to go forward now. Well, I guess I'll time warp to the end of the stage. Before I do, Rayman 2 was a game that had quite a few ports that were all vastly different. Sometimes a timing thing, other times it's just the power of the consoles, or how not powerful they were. Rayman 2 is a great example of how underpowered the PS1 was compared to the N64. Because the PlayStation 1 port of Rayman 2 actually had cut features. There are segments of stages that were cut out. There are collectibles in general that were cut out. It's really weird looking back on it and realizing how much was cut from the PlayStation 1 version. Where the ideal versions were seen as basically the initial Nintendo 64 and PC release, because those were basically the same. I feel like the game was developed for the Nintendo 64 in mind. Which is also weird, considering that Rayman 1 never came to a Nintendo console at all. And then the second game just comes to the Nintendo 64. And then, like, months later, you get an inferior version of the PlayStation 1. It's just one of those things that just feels really odd. It's a fun thing to look back on and realize, wait, why do they do that? Like, you'd think, yeah, it would make sense. Because you did that, then you'd be isolating the people that frickin' played Rayman 1 on PlayStation 1, and, well, want to play a sequel, but because they don't have a good version on well, PlayStation, because the ideal one's the Nintendo 64, or its release on that platform to begin with. It's just weird. That would have been weird if it was something like if Kingdom Hearts 3 was a friggin' Xbox exclusive. That would have been hilarious. It's real nothing but Sony consoles and Nintendo handhelds and Sony handhelds. And now 3 is going to be exclusive to Xbox? I know it didn't happen. I'm just throwing out as hypothetical, you know? It would have been really funny. But ow! My point still stands. Fuck. I'm just going to take you and move on. Just like last time. Oh, right. That's how that worked. Just get to the end of the segment, please. Alright, well, since I have a whole stage to go through, I'm going to time warp to the end of this. You guys don't have to watch this entire stage again. Ugh. Oh, boss fights are skipped. Oh, thank God. Boss fights are only a one-time thing. Alright, good. Well, look at that. We got all the radio electrodes here. See? Just to let you know. Now we can get all of these. Thank God. Alright. But yeah, it can be fun to look back on, you know, how different some games on different platforms were, so it can be fascinating. So, you know, I encourage you to look into it if you're actually curious. So, yeah, feel free to take a look if you're honestly extremely curious about it, because I am sometimes looking back on other versions. Yeah, Rayman 2 was weird. It had a lot of versions. It had original Nintendo 64 and PC release, which was basically the Dreamcast release, but the Dreamcast looked better, so let's see as the ideal version of the game. The PlayStation 1 version was basically a dumbed-down version of the Nintendo 64 version that cut out some level segments as well as some collectibles. And the PlayStation 2 version decided to be really weird. It was almost like they basically restructured Rayman 2 and added a few things. And the soundtrack was changed. That was a very mixed release, depending on who you ask. It also had a hump world, which is also kind of weird. I've seen it in action, I've been like, eh. I guess it's the best looking version, but I mean, and that was called something else too. I forget what it was called. But yeah, it's the weirdest version of the game, if you ask me. And basically the DS is the port of the Nintendo 64 version, but with a dual screen thing. And 3DS version is a port of the Dreamcast version with the dual screen thing. Very similar to the DS version, I imagine. But the 3DS version was at least better than the DS. I also love how the game got released on DS and 3DS, and it's basically the same fucking game. That was also funny and stupid. Oh, it's like Bowser's Inside Story. At least that was rebuilt from the ground up, but even still. Okay, let's end this episode here. So, we made progress and got a lot of the former Electudes. That makes me happy. Come back next time. We will go to Mr. Sax's Hullabaloo. Oh, Mr. Sax. Sorry, I thought it was Mr. Brass. Then again, if it was called Mr. Brass and he was a saxophone, that's a fine what a saxophone's a woodwind instrument. I know it looks like a brass, it's a woodwind. It's not brass, it's a woodwind. It uses a reed for you to blow wind through it. That's what defines a woodwind instrument. You use wind blowing on wood to freaking make it make sound. God, idiot. And you thought you were a band geek.